Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 2024 PK Scramble tournament. I'm Jay Tolmar. I'm joined today by one free Fitz. How are you doing, Fitz?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to be here in the booth with you. I saw you spiral in from the stars.
Yeah, I learned that teleport trick from Star Master. Very handy. I'm gonna go ahead and let the runners start in 15 seconds. Yeah, so today we have Black Sesame Seed and Charging Charles. Sorry, I said the same guy's name twice. There's Staticpulse and Charging Charles. Black Sesame Seed is just another one of the many aliases of Charging Charles. Yeah, it should be a good race. These are both really fast runners. This is the round of 4 in the winner's bracket, so we are getting up there in the runner skill.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like on the left side we've got Zelda themed, starting in Scrabble. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. Oh, we got 3 and 4 side Scrabble. Still a little bit front of the game weighted, but not as bad as the last 2 seeds this week. I'm hoping we get to see some pyramid.
Yeah, we love to see a pyramid. We love to see the dilemma of maybe like an early, I don't know, like a Hawkeye too, of being like, am I gonna go through Dungeon Man?
Yeah, let's just do the back half of the game. It doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, we want to see Tenda Village. We want to see.
Yeah, the Tenda Village is so comfy, and we almost never see it in Scramble.
And I love the random goodness of the light wall in Lumina Hall.
Oh yeah. Is this even randomized? I can see my house. Who knows what it'll be? We might find out today. So starting weapon was a yo-yo. You don't like to see that. That's the worst one.
I saw Jeff's got big bottle rocket and also fly honey.
Wow. So Jeff should be pretty high level if he's starting with a big. Oh, it says he has 60 HP. Maybe I'm wrong. So to get into the flags, in case anyone missed it, this is teleport anywhere, random start, and return mice. We had 2 races of this yesterday, so I'm going to assume people are up to date. But if anyone doesn't know what's going on, either with the flags or just with what is PK Scramble, just complain about it in chat, and we will tell you everything.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, with that fly honey, we don't have a way to get to Saturn Valley yet, but that would, unlock a sanctuary once we do. And then having Jeff as well, we've got the boogie tent spot. We might get a peek of who's here, and additionally going to Moonside, which I like going there early because it could, if it's late in logic, we might be able to sneak past this and get some high tier items. Ooh.
I saw on Staticpulse's side, in that first room in Moonside, he managed to walk all the way into this fight before it started updating Ness's position. That's pretty impressive. One of the flags that's always enabled in Scramble is that it'll make all of the door transitions just go a little faster. Oh, looks like Static is just going to nope out of this. Apparently that was too spicy. But yeah, makes all the door transitions go faster, and the ones that fade to white are slightly glitchy. You can start moving before Ness starts moving. And looks like Static is going to do exactly what I was thinking. So this is a 4-side start, which is one of the handful of places that I think going and doing this check is a good idea. So Static is going to be doing the department store.
Cyan's banana in the boogie tent trash can.
Interesting.
So that's a sanctuary and a key item. I believe they did.
Yeah. I like starting with the BBR kind of implies that Jeff's a little into the seed, and the boogie tent is of course behind Jeff in logic, so it's got to be kind of chonky.
They got a lot of money, and it dropped a T-ball bat for Ness as well from that fight.
Interesting. Yeah, T-ball bat's pretty good. It's better than a yo-yo. Looks like Static is still just trying to find that initial, getting going. That's one of the things that can be hard on a random start. You don't have the on-it hill to, just give you those guaranteed levels at the start.
Dusty Dunes from the Hitman.
Interesting. Oh, they're both Hitman at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the color choices. Definitely.
Of course, you don't actually start with You don't start with enough money for the Hitman. Maybe I should lower that by $5 so you can like at least Hitman at the start when you're stuck.
That is true. Usually we have access to like a present or two, right? That we could get that extra 5 in a pinch.
Yeah, there are a lot of presents open here too. Like they could just go to Dusty Dunes. It's loaded with them. I don't think people like to do that, but when you're doing this early, getting going, that is kind of worth it.
And I see, Chad, that it's rare to get a relevant bat from Master Barf. I feel like the Casey bat's very relevant. Some just like 1/16 of the time, or how often it hits. Like that's when it's relevant, but it's partially relevant. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
the barf bat is set to be like a lower level than wherever you are in scaling. It used to be like 30% of your current level. I think now it's like minus 20 levels or something. I don't know. The reason in chat's asking how the Hintman logic works. So the Hintman has a script that has all of the checks in the order that the logic did them. And we'll just be like, okay, let's see, is there a step of this check that the person has missed? Is there a step of this check that the person has missed? And just goes down that until they get them. And it's in logic order, so even if you don't need the Hintman because you're stuck and don't remember how Scramble works, you're new to the game, it's also just lowest level check is what's going to come out of it. So it can be useful in stuff like this where you don't know where to go, or you just suddenly had a big opening, like lots of stuff happened at once. Hitman will tell you this one will be the easiest.
Yeah, definitely, and we're seeing that teleport anywhere at work down here. Normally, we'd have to despawn or try to like stagger step our way from things down here. But both of our runners, I would be bonking so much. Like this is probably where if I would have survived last round, this would have been the end for me because my teleport movement is very rough.
Yeah, teleport anywhere is kind of saved for later in the tournament for just that reason. You have to watch people who've done a lot of this, race against each other and use tons of it, instead of someone who is really good at teleporting and just smoking someone who isn't. What's really kind of funny though is, so a lot of this game, its rando skills are similar to vanilla game skills, and in abstract, it's still true here. But you don't get the teleport inside of caves in vanilla, and so like you have memorized paths for them. They're not relevant. And this is the abridged mole cave, so it's not even the same as regular mole cave. Like if you could teleport inside of a cave in Earthbound, it'd still be the wrong muscle memory here. It's a shortened version.
Yeah.
Welcome, memory. We're talking about how relevant teleport anywhere in abridged mole cave is to a vanilla runner. Sorry.
These guardian generals are not really putting up too much of a fight here, being the lowest place in logic. They're giving a decent amount of experience though, so
Guardian General and so this slot and Pyramid are the two that have reduced enemy HP. So Guardian General is just like its normal kind of weak self.
We've also got the return mice. So like what's the like when do we want to use return mice ideally?
I really liked how Javanator was using them yesterday. Pardon me. They're like you can use them next to a boss that you don't know what the scaling's gonna be, and then if you wipe, then you have a quick way back to the boss. If you don't also have teleport anywhere, then you're kind of stuck using them as exit mice. Because you still want to just set it outside somewhere and just return mouse out every time. There's a few uses for them. The boss one and the exit one are the big ones. One thing that's kind of awkward about return mice is when you get your first mouse in a dungeon, as happened in this seed, you can't use it to exit the dungeon because you don't, like, they'll have to walk out of this one. Because it's not set outside anywhere. Right, looks like Jargles is zombie papering. Makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely feels like where where the logic wants us to go kind of first. I'll be curious to see. Well, we don't have meteorite piece, so we won't be able to get whatever is there.
Yeah. Did they have fly honey from somewhere?
Yeah, that was Jeff's starting item.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that'll open up Tucson and a sanctuary and a teleport. So it makes sense. I never like doing 3 cave. Least favorite dungeon. That's a nice bright shade of red though.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. Like sometimes it's nice and like you get lucky on the spawns and it's just like a walk. Other times it's just a lot of trying to despawn rooms, and there's a lot of stuff in here. Ooh, red swirl.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in his presence, but there's not enough presence. It's not worth it. And then you do this whole thing, and your reward is you also have to do Grapefruit Falls. And Static's going on to the tent, kind of playing catch up at this point. Static got kind of unlucky with early checks and doing things first that didn't pan out. And we've got slimy creatures on both sides, but ChargingCharles gets through first.
Yes, Master Barf being the worst form of slimy piles, the higher of evolution, I guess.
The final evolution. I think the scaling actually favors Master Belch over Master Bart, like in terms of how nasty they'll be.
We found a bazooka, but I think we threw it on the ground.
That's unfortunate.
I might have seen the wrong cue there. We'll see. I'll pay attention on ChargingCharles' side. That's at least good money.
Yeah, I mean, Bazooka's a pretty good item. ChargingCharles is taking the risk, doing this dungeon without getting the teleport to Saturn Valley. So if he takes a wipe here, then he just loses a few minutes.
Yeah, because it would be back to, wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot of hobbies. Just take the fight. He doesn't want that experience. I would take the experience.
I think that's probably an interesting, like, the lure of teleport anywhere, when I feel like there could be potentially times where, wow, just like taking the fight or trying another way to get around them might actually be faster. It's like one of those, like, when you have it, it feels like everything calls for teleport, but it may not be always the right answer, right? Still has a bazooka. Okay. I was like, that would be really weird to ditch at this point.
Exactly. All right, and we have red divergence again. Static's gonna head back to Moonside.
Yeah, they've got some more power. They've got some Psi abilities.
Yeah, and that's something that can be easy to like get wrong on one of these seeds when you get hit. Like something's way too high level for you very first thing. Doesn't necessarily mean it's way later in logic. Like just a couple of levels will really roll you at the start. So I like that he's not like leaving this off forever. Boiled egg.
Great charm. Okay, so this can't be.
Yeah, it's not that deep. It's definitely like I can see how you would struggle with this on your very first check. It's also not like so deep that usually when you see that Moonside is like too spicy, you go do the whole loop and get all the items because it's pretty easy to dodge all the enemies and there's quite a few of them. But I think Staticpulse made the right call because those items weren't that good.
So I saw, the Mr. Saturn gave us a Mr. Saturn coin for our troubles, as well as we got the Dalam teleport from the Saturn tea coffee.
Oh, and I just found out and he's gonna get a meteorite piece from the hint that ChargingCharles just picked up.
Yeah,
so I think
okay.
I'm gonna be doubling back over each other's routes right about now, because ChargingCharles is gonna do this first. But if this doesn't give progression, then he has to come back to Moonside and get to the meteorite piece. Flying Man.
Whoa. It's still pretty early to be having the Flying Man. They're gonna punch a lot of things.
Yeah, early Flying Man's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hype for the buff bird.
Hype for the buff bird. You know, when I put Flying Man into this game, I was like, okay, we're just gonna have like one version where I don't bother scaling Flying Man because it's gonna be so much work, and then I'll scale him to whatever area you're at. And it's just so fun to have Flying Man steamroll everything. And it doesn't happen very often, so it's just like, yeah, I can stay.
Yeah, and obviously they do strike with great force, but we can't heal them, and
Yeah.
and they do take that AoE damage, so it is fun when they last all the way to like the end, though. I think that's my favorite.
There's a really fun Easter egg when you do the final teleport into the Cave of the Past. If you say no to Antonitz, in Scramble in Vanilla he'll actually alternate between asking you and asking the player. But in Scramble he'll alternate between all of your party members. And if you have Flying Man, it's quite funny. Would recommend.
Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind next time.
Aurelia just sent me a zip with all of the kids as Flying Man. Thank you, Aurelix. Very relevant.
Got a clumsy robot. And
Nominate can't move.
Go? Well, just bonk it. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Until it falls over.
Bonked him over. Fell over and knocked over his off switch.
It was our first completed sanctuary here. We'll be getting another key item.
Yeah, I wonder what it's gonna be. Maybe yogurt. That'd be kind of fun.
Yogurt would be fun.
Hawkeye would be fun.
Monkey invitation.
Nope.
UFO engine.
I guess Hawkeye's jumping the gun. They still need the hieroglyph copy first.
That's fair. Do we go to Summers right away?
Looks like no. I probably would have taken the Summers play. I think it does work out to be better that he didn't, but I like taking that kind of check early, and it's still early enough, because it can lead you to a teleport, and the teleport can be Delam.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel like the times that I went there and it was the teleport to Summers stick in my head a lot more than the times.
Oh yeah,
that it was like, I don't think somewhere good.
I don't think of that one as having that problem. I think of the Lost Underworld teleport is either Starstorm or useless, and the Saturn Valley one of the two Saturn Valley every time.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like that does happen, or feels like it happens more frequently.
Yeah, I mean that one, like, there's pretty solid reasons why the Saturn Valley teleporting to itself is pretty common. Is something giving you a teleport to yourself. It has to be somewhere that you can get without a teleport. And there's two over there, and you pretty much always go to Saturn Valley. So there's just a lot of opportunities for that to happen.
So we're at like the 18-minute mark here. I really can't say who is in the lead, and whoever is not very much in the lead right now.
I still think it is Chargles by a little bit. He's already done the whole Belch base.
Yeah.
And Staticpulse just has this dungeon, and I think Moonside.
Yeah, the great knowledge of boss weaknesses on display here. Both runners doing that paralysis. If you're newer, the tracker has The emo tracker has like a tab for boss weaknesses, which is great for like pulling up and frantically looking at and being like, oh yeah, I can hypnotize this fool. Or
Yeah, very handy to use the trackers thing. The one thing I will say on that is that the freeze resistances are a little misleading. If it says something is resistant to freeze, freeze might still be the best thing, because freeze just does a truckload of damage.
mm-hmm.
A full freeze alpha is 180 damage. So if something says it's a little bit resistant to that, it's still like 100. Oh, those alligators are just not paying attention to static pulse.
They're just like,
come on, alligators.
had their, wool gazing, daydreaming.
Worst linebackers I've ever hired.
Let's see, only 4 down here for static pulse as opposed to the 12 that were there.
Yeah, and actually taking the fight with a beautiful, like, janky green swirl.
Oh, I see double ghost going on, so that's never fun.
I always said the opposite thing.
I mean, it's fun for us to like watch.
Oh, here's a mistake on Chargle's end. You can teleport into Tucson from down there, and it is faster.
Oh, to like the top of the town.
I think it's faster. Someone told me it is.
So I have heard that the loser of this race has to have an unpaid internship with Orange Kid. And since we're in Tucson, I figured.
Oh wow,
I would
that's
bring
rough.
that up. That is pretty rough. It's only for like a week, but still, like that's a long time.
That'll run you ragged. I don't think Orange Kid's the type to really take good care of his interns. And Chargles is taking the kind of rare Paula hint. I like to see it.
I did not catch.
Oh, it's not up yet.
Oh, it's not yet. Okay.
Yeah, so you exit this building and this guy says it, so...
Mini bar.
I did not see it. All I saw was that it wasn't Dalam, which we already knew.
Like I saw mini barf. Does that mean she's at wherever that is? Yeah, that's the only words that I saw, but I don't know where.
Oh yeah, so the mini barf is just who is ever dread. Rizu apparently got it, so I think he said was kidnapped by a rich guy. The actual hint would be for Monotoli. Yeah, it's always... So she was kidnapped by cultists, she was kidnapped by zombies, she was kidnapped by a rich guy, she ran off to become a monk, and I don't remember what the Deep Darkness one is.
Yeah, it is good to know. We're still pretty early and we don't have access to a lot of sanctuaries, but it can be weird when you get deeper into a seed and I'm like, I don't know where Paula is, and I have 4 sanctuaries I could do. And so, not a bad idea early on to get that information sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and there's actually multiple sanctuaries, like, plausibly open already. We already have, well, it's 2 items away to get to Deep Darkness, but, you know, we could end up over there. And then we have 4 sides, so that's 1 item away to go into Monotoli building. Both of those are slow checks, too. So, good to know which one would get you the Paula.
Lost Underworld is what the meteorite piece got us.
Yeah. That's a sanctuary, and if we find Tendacrout, then it's another teleport.
Getting a trip to Summers. Are we gonna run into a mole on the beach? What do we think?
I hope not.
Mole?
I think it'll be fatal to the mole. Don't get your mole guesses in. I hope it's no mole. Odds are that it is a mole and it's gonna get flattened.
Static Pulse picking up their buff punch man bird.
I don't think that Kraken is what you guessed on this one, Aurelix.
But we will be logging that as your guess for Gygas's assistant, which I've already seen Kraken as a boss, so that's an automatic.
There's the mole.
Uh-oh. Wise mole runs away from the crashing ship. What about this
Good
beach
choice.
bum?
Oh, it's okay if he gets hit.
Ooh,
He runs into
right
the
in there.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh, those stop signs. They can be little nasty signs.
Yeah, the signs can have paralysis. It's usually the scaled down one, but still mean if it's the good one.
Our resident cats.
They both took the same route up here. I wonder if it is faster.
I guess if you're gonna if you want to knock out Apple Kid, it must be faster.
Why would you knock out Apple Kid? It's going
Knock
fine.
him out with, a boiled egg we've been carrying around for
You could feed him the boiled egg instead of
in our
hitting him
pocket.
with it.
Getting all hot as we've been walking around and teleporting.
Yeah. A warm
The egg was probably fresh initially, and it's boiled.
Pockets are that hot.
Well, at the speed that we're running around.
Oh yeah, actually the teleport bonk's probably fried it. And Chargles has finished the Stoic Club, so let's go on to...
the Apple Kid has the hieroglyph copy. We
Oh,
might
that's
be getting
exciting.
our wish here.
I look forward to it being useful.
Ooh, are we heading up to get some more mice?
Looks like it. And the teleport to Summers was just what you were hoping. It's a teleport to Summers.
Yeah. We're doing a good job of manifesting the things that we want.
Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get to the Kraken in the mole slot. Might take a little bit more manifesting. Oh, Chargles, what are you doing? And Chargles is taking a big time loss for no reason. He already has the teleport, so there's not even going to be a Kraken.
Interesting.
Bon voyage, Chargles.
Yeah, that was their
Yes, never.
starting. That's where they started.
So if you already have the teleport, then the Kraken doesn't show up. Those are the same flag.
Interesting. I was gonna ask what the scaling was on a boss that you would normally need to do. I mean, what's the captain gonna do with their slipper? I feel like this is gonna affect the whole timeline. If they don't throw their slipper at the Kraken, then what butterfly effects does this have?
I'm gonna assume that there's a different band of plucky kids that came by, because you just took so long to get over here, and this whole thing just happened with someone else under different circumstances.
Getting some stats in chat about the time on average walking from Threed versus teleporting to Tucson.
Thank you, Rizu. Did you just measure that?
Next level stats from chat. Brought to you by Apple Kid Inventions. Our stuff works.
And Chargles is finishing off this boat ride. I wonder if he's confused about not seeing the Kraken or just realized that he gave himself some trouble. But we're on to the pyramid.
Well, we don't have. Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have poo, so we're not gonna go buy a bunch of water before.
Yeah, that guy will have another item, but it's usually just a popsicle, so really not useful.
Oh, I feel like teleport anywhere. The pyramids is especially a place where I felt really proud about learning how to get through without fighting all these things, and I feel like teleport anywhere in here is making it too easy.
Well, you can't use it on the staircase
Ooh.
at least. Chargles is trying to stutter past things, but it looks like he's been practicing his teleports and not his stutters. I say that like he's doing bad at it. It's better than I would. Thank you, Pebble.
Yeah, I really appreciate all of the little, I would say, on tone, text additions, here and there.
Yeah, I did my best. There's There's some of them I really like. I think actually in that area, I also really like the Dungeon Man line when you enter him. Like, because I had to just change that entire plot line because who knows if he's maybe doing it before or after seeing Brick Road. So, yeah,
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. The Scramble lore. It's deep, and I've heard rumors that not even all of it has been discovered yet.
I think.
Is there an secret augmented reality game inside of PK Scramble? I'm just asking the question. I don't really know.
I don't think anyone has ever actually checked the second from the top left arcade machine in the On It arcade in Scramble. There isn't anything there, but I don't think anyone's checked it. I think all the Scramble Easter eggs have been found at this point. I haven't added any new ones in a while. There was a while where I was going through every couple of versions and adding like NPCs in weird out of the way places. But I say a couple of versions, so that means that there's 2 of those.
The long hallway of teleports.
There's the guy inside Cave of the Past is a particularly rare one. See if anyone in chat knows how you find that guy. Right, and another place that sells BBRs, very nice. And
Double
that Big League
beams.
bat.
Big League bats, horns of life.
Yeah, I missed what both of the items in here were. Or the item in the teleport.
Tendacrowd?
Oh, that's right, I didn't see that, I just immediately forgot it. Oh, and Charles is doing something someone in chat mentioned, that you can use your mouse over here, and as long as you don't overwrite it, you can hold on to not doing Dungeon Man, in case you need to go do that for Deep Darkness access.
Yeah, I think that's another makes sense use of a return mouse. Same for like South Winters, not having a eraser.
Yeah, good heads up play. Though, if you need to do both, happy. That's another teleport. Could be a poo too.
Heading right there.
That's always like the giant buff bird when you're down there.
I feel like they should be maybe even bigger down there. They should be like dinosaur sized.
That would be cool.
Ooh, jumped by a cultist from behind. Despicable.
It was a really well designed cave. Only got one of them though, which is a little odd.
Yeah, the other one ran in and wanted to get in the mix, but... Alright, so we don't have a key, and it's a bear. The bear has a yogurt dispenser.
So you still get poo off of this, it's just not the way you'd expect.
Well, it does mean we can bail out of here.
But I said poo, but we know it's actually not poo, it's poola. Static's not even checking the shop. I didn't see if he remembered his return mouse there or just dipped out.
Yes, so that second cultist it's really like, I don't want to mess with these kids.
Wise cultist. Usually those don't go together, really. So how many sanctuaries do they have? They have Lost Underworld, Lilliput Steps, Sewers, and Milky Well.
4.
Yeah. So Charles is actually in go mode since he already has the Paula hint.
Oh, wow, that shop is got some good stuff there.
Yeah, that shop's frequently really good. Usually because this place is just, at the bottom of logic and you don't need to go here. But, yeah, pretty good. And Static's gonna start knocking out sanctuaries. Might be taking that as a time to take thought, or just doesn't want to have to teleport back in here.
Yeah, and I guess with return mice, depending on where we dropped one last, like It makes sense. That's a lot of flames.
It's a lot of flames. This is actually the dungeon that inspired the Repel sandwich.
Interesting. I feel like I would have, if I had to guess, I would have been like Cave of the Past, for sure.
Nah, I didn't get that far before I thought of it. There's actually, so I had the logic generator set of water bills. That's pretty useless, but Paul is good. So I made this logic generator for fun, and I was just kind of like manually going through thinking, oh, it'd be kind of fun to do this logic. This would be a fun rando. Like, oh, fine, I'll go make it. So I generated the seed, and then just like went through hacking everything in the order that the seed gave me as I did it. And so like Summers was one of the first things that I did.
Wow, pulled the Dragonite out of the first cold chest.
Very handy. I don't think we're going to be seeing Franklin badge this seed. Well, it is possible that there's a Dragonite in Logic. There's one in Monkey Cave. But, yeah, not terribly likely that we're going to be finding that Franklin badge.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any OK pendants either.
Yeah.
One of our like key tools, and then
I haven't seen them checking many shops, so it's pretty easy to miss them.
I've seen pendants that are like, I guess, like, oh, our first meme.
Yeah, all the pendants, like the OK pendant is the lowest level pendant, so if you see other pendants, then like you've already gotten deeper.
Yeah, I've seen flames in like shops with gold bracelets, so
yeah. I can't remember whether it's gold bracelet or silver bracelet that's the same depth as the OK pendant, but I do know that it is Dusty Dune's shop. It's air quotes vanilla and air quotes location.
We have a heavily armed Pokey here.
Also weak to paralysis. Useful in a wide variety of types of run.
Bird punches.
Many things are. Even the things that are like kind of resistant to physical are still, you know, weak to bird punches.
Here's a curse idea. Flying Man randomly shows up on the other side and
oh no,
punches the crap out of your team.
That's too cruel.
It'll be like, a flying man has appeared. Oh no, he flies over to the other side.
Well, with the new menu tech that the skill tree flag uses, it actually would be possible to replace one of the kids with some random enemy. And of course, then some random enemy would be replaced with that kid.
Yeah, night pendants, flame pendants.
More like lame pendants.
Yeah.
Flame pendants, I think, are the lowest level of the other pendants. I think you get one in... I don't know, actually. I was going to say Moonside, but it might be earlier. I thought Moonside was the night pendant.
I feel like yes, but it's been an incredibly long time since I've played vanilla. Scramble has spoiled me with like the fast text speed.
Oh yeah, and people who replay vanilla a lot are mostly speedrunners, so they don't even know what most of the chests are, right? Like, you know, every chest in the game that has a revive item or BBR or a skip sandwich, and you know none of the other chests.
Diamond Dog is the cult leader. That's I think I missed that.
We're not fighting him. Yeah. Yeah, if Diamond Dog told me to join a cult, I would say yes. I would try to sneak away later, but I wouldn't say anything to Diamond Dog's face.
Yeah, I'd be like, can I get on like guard duty at that cabin?
There you go.
on the outskirts. Yeah, we're seeing both runners spending that hard-earned cash, arming up finally.
Yeah, Static's buying coins, which I don't think Chargles did. It's a defense item, which a lot of people stop doing at a certain point. Also,
Yeah,
just
I
note,
think that.
Fire Swings
Okay.
is first sank. That's fun.
Interesting. I guess we had early Fly Honey and Zombie Paper was also somewhere. Oh, it was in the caves, which Logic told us was first, so it would make sense because Lost Underworld Teleport. I don't even know. Now I've got myself confused.
Yeah, it's a few layers in, but I don't know. Logic's not, it's not a speedrunner. It's just kind of going around.
That's fair. Sneaking up on a bear there on Staticpulse's side.
Oh, that's Atacon fourth sank. Oh, but we've already seen this one, but this time I saw that it is fourth sank.
Paralyze, bazookas, bird punches.
And freeze. Still attacking after the paralysis. I would probably auto-fight with Flying Man in my party.
Oh, this cameraman outside of this cave. I still haven't quite figured it out, so I'm going to watch carefully.
So it's tight enough that you need to press the walk button or you'll get pixeled. But you can just rub up against the lake on the left and you do it. But the real trick, and the absolute dark magic of it, is not forgetting on the way out. Because it's right there, right when you get out. And, you have to be prepared before you see it.
Oh yeah, we have teleport anywhere, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, that won't come up this seed. Good point.
But yeah, it's the getting out is what gets me every time. I can usually get in.
Yeah, you have to... I don't know exactly how far you have to go. I always go, all the way to the edge of the lake and just follow the lake down. It's not actually that wide, but, it saves enough time that's worth just kind of taking the long way.
We had an Electrospectre. They went down pretty fast.
Yep. Yeah, it should be a pretty quick seed. Looks like everything's lining up. Now, it's possible that Gygas is just a poopy meanie head, but...
Yeah, we have seen that in some of the previous...
Yesterday we had one of those and then one match can't win, so I don't even know what the other one would have been. The Chargles just take the time to drop the Diadem of Kings. Wow.
Needs that room. Gotta get more.
I would have sold it at least.
Gotta go buy 12 Horns of Life.
Oh, there's the OK pendant. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pooh is hanging out in deep darkness.
Yeah, it must be. More like deep darkness. I was hoping for deep darkness this seed, but can't get everything. At least we got Pyramid.
We did get Pyramid.
And Chargles is getting meme called. That one always gets people. That door that can trigger the meme. Really, all the doors into that part of Saturn Valley are last-ditch meme calls, but that one seems to be pretty popular. Oh, Chargle's having a full meme. I'm proud of you, Chargles. You've grown.
More like deep dumbness. Very nice. Chat contributing here.
Alright, and here's our robotomy cutscene. Well, first we have to check, is Chargles going to go show us this meme? I don't think he's going to. But then we're going to find out who is Gygas' assistant going to be. I don't know. I'm gonna say Mini Barf.
I want to see... we know it can't be Diamond Dog. I'm going to go with Plague Rat of Doom.
That's a good one. I haven't seen him in a few seeds.
I think we've already seen Everdreezy. They were Sank 1 in Fire Springs.
I remember that we already saw him. Good job remembering where. And I guess Static's already there. I didn't realize they were this close together. This could be a bit of a race.
Yeah, definitely. I would say we have teleport anywhere, so that's nice. We didn't get more than, I think, one repel that I saw along the way.
Yeah,
Frankie is out there, and is a possibility for sure.
Oh yeah, the boat ride definitely sealed them up a bit. It's cool seeing people teleport anywhere through this dungeon. Like, that is kind of worth it.
Yeah, those things are some of these places are pretty tight. Ooh, with the drizzle.
Yeah, and full of enemies. I think all the spawns here are like 87% or something.
Oh, punched.
Did that get Flying Man? You actually kind of want Flying Man to eat it at this point.
Yeah, very, very close.
Last treasure chest of the game. It's a real item. It's a couple life noodles. That's actually good.
Chad hypothesizing that fight was on purpose to get rid of Flying Man.
Yeah, pretty impressive if that is it and it worked.
I'll have to put that in the... Well, I feel like we got some advance notice, so we're not going to get interviews, perhaps, so it might be a mystery, but I'll have to write down. We got a couple ones. We got the boat. We've got did we kill Flying Man on purpose?
How could you?
And also, how does it feel to get 1 RE point for character growth?
No, Derek, having Flying Man punch Gygas and it be a bad idea is a great feeling. Somebody in the weekly said build your own Gygas, and that's been getting me thinking. That seems like something that's going to stick in my brain for a year until I have to do it. And it's Frankenstein.
Wow.
Good job, Derek.
That's a big win.
You outplayed the Apple of Enlightenment today. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's huge for your prize. You will be receiving 1 slug. It has not been trained to attack yet. You'll have to do that on your own.
How do you send a slug? Can you just like mail them?
Well, I'm really just gonna like manifest one to appear for Derek.
Ooh.
So delivery time may be 1 to infinity days. With manifestations, we can't really tell exact delivery time. I think otherwise it would probably be pretty tricky. You'd have to get like a live specimen container. I feel like they need a pretty moist environment.
Oh yeah. I was thinking like maybe they kind of flatten well, but that might not. They might not survive that.
Like a preserved, it would be, you know.
Oh yeah.
Easy
slug
peasy,
preserves.
but...
You can have live bees shipped to you. It's actually remarkably cheap. They sell bees by the pound.
Okay. Well, that's what we should. Maybe the loser will get a pound of bees sent to them.
Not the winner?
Well, we could turn it, it would be like, oh, like, what a burden. I have to take care of these bees now, but then a nice reward. Like a consolation prize, right? Like
consolation bees. And Truggles is onto the prayer phase. Seems to be going pretty smooth, and it looks like the safe flash beta today is Can't Concentrate, which is the least scary of the options.
the dancing. Now I'm blanking on what piece of equipment. Backloader, backhoe.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Magic hit couple. I haven't seen that for a long time. Static's on to phase 2.
Yeah, we're not encouraging anyone to salt any slugs out there.
Oh, we got a dancing glitchy dog.
They're much better with jars of deli sauce. Or delish sauce, I guess. What's the one that you could put on anything in Earthbound?
I think that's deli sauce. But...
Yeah. Only the finest seasonings for our various critters.
All right, and phase 3 for Static. Looks like ChargingCharles has this, but it's always possible for Gygas to do this multiple turns in a row.
We're sending bees to various people for winning and losing. It's a surprise either way.
Everybody gets bees.
Ooh, those are some rough lightning bolts.
Yeah, it's still not
like
over.
100.
I wasn't expecting full strength lightning. Was that 200 lightnings? Because that would mean that Logic thinks that the Franklin badge is in play. Alright, final 2 prayers for ChargingCharles.
Oh no, their call is absorbed by the darkness. What's gonna happen?
Alright, and official end of race is going to be in about 84 seconds, I'm told, but I think there's no way Static's going to catch up, given that Static's using the same victory condition. So get your GGs in chat. I will go ahead and get my invite ready.
Yeah, I double checked on the race scheduling. It looks like Static is the one that wasn't going to be available for a post-race interview, so we may get to put ChargingCharles to the question here.
Yeah, everyone get questions ready for ChargingCharles. We can all grill him.
Ask them where we should send their bees. Now, just to be clear, someone is getting actual bees, and someone is getting a pound of the letter B.
How much does the letter B weigh?
Well, I guess it depends on what you make it out of.
It's not like just the abstract concept.
Like if it's like the ink. Metal letter B's, then
a 1 pound letter B
versus like construction paper B's of various sizes.
Makes sense. Doesn't make much sense.
That would definitely, which would be weirder to randomly get a pound of, you know, live buzz bees or a pound of cut out letter bees.
Gonna say cut up bees. I was like, oh no, that sounds not good. Hello, ChargingCharles. Congratulations on the win. What are you going to do with the pound of bees that you just won?
I'm gonna go ride the Summers boat again.
Yeah, congrats on taking a completely unnecessary time loss and still winning. When did you figure out that that was a mistake?
God, this is a... I wonder if this is a bug that's happened before.
Oh no.
And then it dawned on me once I got off the boat. Yeah, I did a couple of B button taps. That's usually my sign for me recognizing that I done messed up and did something stupid.
See.
But otherwise, I thought the routing was good. The big... I mean, I have no idea what Static did. The boogie tent right away, gearing up with the bottle rockets as a just in case, and then having to burn the big bottle rocket. That was the experience I needed to make the rest of the seed kind of a breeze.
Yeah, I think that was actually the big difference between the two of you. Static had a few places where he dipped into a area and was like, oh, this looks too hard. So, like, Static didn't take any wipes, but went into Moonside, did a fight. I was like, oh no, that's not good. Went into a department store, did a fight. I was like, oh no, that's not good. And I don't think he ever recovered the time loss from that.
Yeah, I was worried after bottle rocket number 4. I mean, A, he wasn't dead yet, and B, it missed. So I thought, oh, do I burn the big bottle rocket knowing that it could miss? But, you know, it all worked out. And Then equipment wasn't great. I did a little bit of looking for OKs. I'm glad they're at the Saturn shop. Obviously, the Franklin badge had to have been on the Everdread slot, I'm assuming. And the game wanted me to have gotten that. Once those lightning or thunders hit in phase 3, I thought I could be in for a rough time. But it was double Jeff, double Ness, and I fortunately had the foresight to heal Ness on the double one.
Well played. Good luck in 2 weeks when you're going to end up racing against Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's very good at this game. But what Sarah doesn't know is that Chargles fears nobody.
That makes sense. We'll have to get nobody into one of these tournaments one of these days.
Oh, please don't. I take it back.
All right. I think that's everything. It doesn't look like Static's going to be able to make it for an interview. So the next one of these is going to be Saturday. I'll double check when that is.
And shout out to Static's wife for letting Static play video games with a newborn. So congrats to the opponent. I was concerned coming into this one because I know Static definitely has it in him to spank me by a couple minutes.
Yeah, didn't you bring Static into this whole community? Do I remember that right?
No, I had mine was his name, Slamfax.
Oh,
we showed up briefly. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for commentating, Derek. Thanks for streaming. And Fitz, you're there too. Thanks for commentating.
Yes, you're welcome.
And thank you to everyone in chat. So the next one of these is Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. If that's confusing, it's the same time this one started. That's going to be between Sitake and Fred Coughlin. So look forward to that. It should be another good race. And then, of course, we'll have more of these next week. So you've all been a lovely audience. We're going to hang up. Okay, thanks, bye. Oh, I guess we need to raid someone. Not quite yet. Okay, thanks, bye. Who's even online? Okay, let's raid Eagles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it looks like Panther and Eagles are racing each other, and Eagles is less frequently on. So we're going to go ahead and raid him. Have a good night, everyone.